Our JMU Dukes, go Dukes. As I just said previously, travel to Eugene to face a tall task in the odds maker's eyes. JMU Sports News on Twitter has another approach on this. He thinks there's a tall task for Oregon to win this game at home. Choose your side. But either way, they go into the Saturday night game in Eugene, and they 21-point underdogs. I'm going to lead off with a question. It's a question I asked in the Tulane Ole Miss preview. How many disaster plays does Oregon have to have for JMU to win this game? Disaster plays being they bust coverage, they fumble, they throw a bad pick, they give up a punt return, etc. Yeah.
I'll start this one off. I think it's more than Tulane needs. I'm going to go with 6. I think they need 6 disaster plays in order to have a chance to win or to win?
To win.
I'm going to say 6 then. I think at 4 they have a chance, but to win.
I mean, I'm not saying that's the number to guarantee a win, but to feel pretty good about them winning, not just like a 20% chance, because that's a chance.
Yeah.
If you wanted to guarantee a win, the number would probably have to be so insanely high to like guarantee.
However many drives Oregon has, they need that many disaster plays.
Yeah, you're probably looking at 10 or so. I'd say 4 again. I think Oregon has been susceptible to that this year. Some disaster plays, especially offensively, with Dante Moore, and I don't expect that to occur with James Madison's defense. But it is a top 5 scoring defense in college football. I think 4 is the number. I think that JMU has the playmakers to do it in this game, and so I think their 4 disaster plays are a little bit more impactful than Tulane's are going to be. So 4 is my number, personally.
I'm at 5. So we're at 4, 5, 6 throughout that. But yeah, I think JMU, the talent disparity is massive. I love this JMU team, but they're definitely going to need some big-time plays to go their way to win this game. And aside from that, they're a run-first offense. The games they've struggled in the most are games they've struggled to run the football. So you got to find a way to have some sort of ground game success against Oregon in Eugene. It's a tall task, but Alonzo Barnett is just not. He's not going to sit back there and dice you up. You got to find consistent, successful run game to score points in this game if you're JMU, and then defensively, I know Oregon's not Louisville, but you go back and watch at least the first half of that Louisville game. It didn't look like a group of 5 team playing a power 4 team. There were dudes flying around for JMU, making plays, making huge hits that kind of made you wince, and they're getting up and pounding their chest. It felt like you were watching like a high-profile football game, and they're going to need it to look more like that defensively, again, to have a chance here. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't think anyone besides me and you, Jack, really watched that game, because that game was 14
game.
It was a Friday night game. Yeah. It was 14-14 in the fourth quarter at Louisville early on in the season. Everybody's healthy. It's a Louisville team that beats a playoff team in Miami in their own building this year. And it was also like a JMU team that hadn't found their identity at that point. They were still running a 2-quarterback system with Matthew Sluka.
Shout out Holy Cross legend Matthew Sluka.
If you don't know that name either, he's the guy who was at UNLV and then said he was going to enter the portal mid-season when they were undefeated. And now, of course, ends up at JMU, and he's not even the starter. And he shouldn't be, because Alonzo Barnett is the key for JMU and his legs. He's going to have some kind of Johnny Manziel kind of day against Oregon for them to have. Yes, I agreed. For them to have an opportunity to pull this one off in Eugene. Not many teams win in Eugene, and not many teams find a lot of success in Eugene and Autzen Stadium. This year, the number one team in the playoff had to have one of their best performances of the season to go and upset Oregon in their building, and JMU will need no different. They have, I think, the playmakers to do it. It's just going to really be a question of, do those playmakers live up to who they are, and does Oregon underestimate said playmakers? If you underestimate Alonzo Barnett's speed, he'll outrun you. If you underestimate Wayne Knight and his ability to just pop one for 70 yards, he'll do it. And he's done it this year multiple times. He's the leading rusher in the Sun Belt with nearly 1,300 rushing yards.
Yep.
And he is an explosive back. They're going to give him the ball a ton of times throughout this game. He's not really their only option at running back either. They got other backs as well that they can lean on and pet away. Jordan Fuller as well. So they've got backs to go to. JMU statistically is a really good rush defense, and statistically is a really good pass defense as well. But are they up to the task against Oregon and their weapons? I think that is a huge part to this game. If Oregon can't run the football, which would be a shocker, which is why it leads towards a shocking upset, then I think it becomes a very interesting game. Because I think JMU has the pass rushers to potentially get towards Dante Moore. I think they got the playmakers in space to be able to tackle Oregon's receivers in space. And I think if you force Dante Moore into some long third downs, maybe you find yourself into a pick. This can't be a shootout through the air. I think JMU can compete in a shootout that's led by big rushes in this game. But if Alonzo Barnett is forced to throw for 300 yards, good luck. I don't think that's going to happen. He's only done that once this year against App State. But on the other hand, he has 2 separate games this year against Sun Belt competition where he threw for 74 yards and 93 yards. He is susceptible to having bad games through the air, and he only has 21 touchdowns to his 8 picks. Yeah. I think Jack made a great point in terms of that Louisville game. They play with a ton of fire. I think they are going to play with a ton of fire. I think we're looking at a really close first half. Will they have the legs to be able to pull it off in the second half? I think that is where we find our story. With all of that being said, though, Oregon is kind of the sleeping giant because they have all the playmakers and players that the top 4 teams have. They just happen to be the 5 seed. I think they have the toughest path, so I wouldn't pick them to go all the way, but they have all the playmakers to do that. And Dan Lanning is out of the coaches you pick that you trust in a moment like this, Dan Lanning is pretty high up that list. So it would be the most shocking upset of the weekend, without question, if it were to happen. But I think JMU's got a chance to keep this close for the first half. They've got to get it to a point where we get to the fourth quarter, and then it's a one-possession game. They can win a fourth quarter. They can't win 4 quarters versus Oregon. So I think that is a huge part to this game. Can you somehow get 2 quarters to disappear and it's still a tie game, and then make it a 2-quarter game?
No, I agree. I hope it happens. For this game, really my hope for this game is simply make it a good enough game that I can keep it on for a while and enjoy it, and like throw some fake like Oregon's in trouble text to people, like as a joke, but then also it's not like so obscene. I'm not texting Oregon's in trouble as they're up 28-0. It's like 17-7 and JMU forces a 3 and out, and it's like, I don't know, Oregon's in trouble. And something else to note, DeCorian Moore's questionable for this game currently. And so talking about playmakers, if he can't go, that does change the dynamic a little bit.
And I think
too much.
Tez Johnson or Stewart, Evan Stewart, not Tez Johnson.
Evan Stewart,
Stewart is also questionable. We're coming back from his injury.
Aggie. It'd be cool if he plays just because of the injury. I do feel like if he plays, even if he is like active, he's just not played football in a long time. It's his first game back. I wouldn't expect big things from him, though. It would be kind of, as much as I'm rooting for JMU, if he like had a big catch, it would be kind of a cool moment. But yeah, should we pick this game? Anything else y'all want to add?
I'm ready to pick.
Let's pick.
What do you got? Sanders.
I'm going with Oregon. I will not be going the underdog here. I think this Oregon team is playing really, really well right now, and their only, let's see, their only loss, only loss of the season is to Indiana. Uh,
Bad loss.
yeah, it's a tough loss. Number one team in the country. But yeah, I'll be going with Oregon. I think they're playing really good football right now, and I didn't watch that JMU Louisville game. Maybe I should have in preparation for this. But you talk about the JMU like having to play up to this super high ceiling and play their best football to have a chance, whereas Oregon, it's like, I mean, they're gonna be really, really good. That's kind of their floor is gonna be. I expect excellence for their floor, so I'm picking Oregon.
Holy boring, man. Picking all the favorites to cover.
Well, we can't talk
I-
too much. He is in the lead. Since he's done something right, I guess.
It won't be for long, apparently.
Has he really
I
done
think we're
something
looking.
right, or have we just done something wrong? Because he's only one game above 500. Like, we're not looking at pick'em excellence here.
No, not at all.
It's pick'em mediocrity followed by more pick'em mediocrity followed
I
by
don't know.
end up picking disaster class.
No, the picking disaster class is your NFL pick'em.
Personally, I disagree in terms of it just being like mid, because to be profitable in betting against the spread, you need to be 52.73%.
Are y'all that though?
And I mean, let me calculate it real quick. 47 divided by.
No, I don't think we are. I don't think I am.
Your Sanders is at 50.5%, so he's not there yet. And I'm at 49.5%. Not there yet, but this weekend could flip that. If he's hits all four, that flips that immediately. And he would be 51 for 97, which would be 51.5%. He'd be one more good weekend away. I wouldn't say it's mediocrity. It's really hard to pick against the spread. So
Okay.
I think just being the best in the group, I think is
You can give him props for that.
the bigger statement here. That being said, boring picks. Give me JMU. Give me another close game. I think we're looking at a closer playoff this year. I think it's something I've talked about all year, specifically just about the SEC. But I think now that we've got the teams here, I don't, because we don't have the quote unquote elite teams, and that's shown by the odds makers and power rankings and JP poll, whatever you want to call it. I think we're going to have a closer playoff. And I think JMU covers the 21. Now, covers could be 20. And I'm full on there for it. That would be a celebration for JMU. And I love the buzz that they've gotten. They fully deserve it. I hope they continue to get this kind of buzz. So give me the Dukes to cover the 21 points.
Yeah, I'm also going to take JMU. I think they can keep it close. I don't really think they can win it, but I think they keep it close. And then, like, as an added bonus, like, let's just say this game isn't like a 24-point game, and then they score late and they backdoor cover. So I feel great having kind of those multiple options. Let's go have some fun, JMU. That's just one night for the rest of your lives. Have y'all seen the JMU guy that's taken a train all the way there?
No.
Yeah.
And then he got stuck in like Montana or something because it's snowy.
That's crazy.
And so I haven't checked in on him in a minute. I don't know what his update is, if he's unstuck or has found another
Probably
means
to
get to Eugene.
snow dogs in his sled.
Yeah, mush. Fair enough.